Hey everyone, welcome to Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard, an audio podcast. Got a great guest on today. She was born in the Czech Republic and is a product and type designer running the international indie foundry TypeTogether with partner José Scaglione since 2006. Please join me in welcoming Veronika Burian. Welcome.
Hey, hi. Nice to be here.
Are you
Thank
ready
you
for
for the
20 questions?
invitation.
Great. Are you ready for 20 questions?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, question one. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do?
Well, you gave a little intro already, but yeah, basically, currently I'm running the indie foundry TypeTogether with my business partner, José Scaglione. And we have a core team of about 16 members spread around the globe. It's basically an office-less enterprise from the start. It has been since 2006. And well, over the last few years, we have grown a little bit. We focus on mostly multi-script, kind of editorial, branding, typography, and type design. We also do design research, and I'm now my kind of work shifted from being a fully fleshed type designer to being more in a kind of managerial role, because of course having a team of 16 people and then also external collaborators, several projects and so on. But I do get my hands on type design still, and my product design kind of history is well, it comes through in other worlds or in other kind of ways of life. And I'm also co-chairing the Grenchen project, which is a voluntary initiative for type and typography beyond Latin. So we look at really other scripts than the Roman alphabet. And I lead the type competition there, which is currently, well, it's not, it finished. So we were now going in the process of judging and evaluating. And we also curate events, and I give workshops and lectures about usually some kind of type or typography, or the way of becoming. Why do you do what you do?
Great, I love it. Just a note for our audience, if you like the typography episodes, definitely check out the one with Eric Speakerman. It's our most popular episode. So question two, what's a key piece of knowledge that makes you different?
Yeah, that's certainly a tough one. Well, perhaps the experience of being a child refugee, because when I was 7, my family, we escaped from what was then called Czechoslovakia. So that was still during the communist regime in 1980. And through that, we escaped to Germany, to Munich. And through that, I had this kind of bilingual upbringing. And I guess it installed some rather strong sense of empathy and curiosity in me, but also understanding of identity, or the problems of it that can be can kind of come about. So I don't know if that's really a piece of knowledge, but it's something that certainly shaped me, this experience as a child.
Great, okay, question three, why this of all things? Why do you do what you do?
Well, it's certainly a passion for this, I would say, very ubiquitous tool called typography and text, that is very inherent in our culture, no? So that it basically becomes invisible. It's all around us. We see it from the start. We wake up to the end of the day, but are not necessarily aware of it. And I can, through my work, I have the possibility to help and shape our visual language and kind of make communication better by creating legible and attractive and functional fonts. So I really like doing that. And also, in my understanding, type is a strong cultural identifier. It is really a vehicle to transport this sense of belonging, of kind of history, of some, yeah, uniqueness, communication, and of course, general understanding. Like, I like to point out often either the Hangul or the Armenian script, because these societies, they very much identify with their particular script. Like the Koreans, and the Hangul script was invented in the 15th century as basically as an alternative to the Chinese script, but Chinese could not fully um, fully produce or represent the sounds of the Korean language of the regular people. So not the elite. And in fact, the elite started using the Hangul script only in the 20th century, so quite recently. And you know, they celebrate a Hangul Day, so it's very, I find this very fascinating. And also, well, I love to be creative in a way. So type kind of gives me this possibility to be creative, but also functional and pragmatic at the same time, kind of solving problems. And above all, I really like collaborating with people. I like this exchange with not just my business partner, with my team, with clients, you know, generally with people around me. So I think that's, well, perhaps it's a bit of a long response. Sorry about that.
No, that's great. So question 4, we say that some people struggle with it, but the question is, what does your future look like?
Mm, well, that's hard to say, of course. I mean, one can have ideas of what the ideal future looks like. And mine, I mean, at least in terms of my work and TypeTogether, we are shifting from a more of a classic type design making to a much more research-based project. Like we have the Primarium project, for example, where we, over the last 2 years, we kind of collected and analyzed and presented data on how children are being taught to write in over 40 countries globally. Still just the Roman or the Latin alphabet, but it has been very rewarding to kind of look into all these, yeah, to do proper research. And at the same time, we also developed a type engine called Playwright. It's all, well, currently we are still preparing the final release, but it's open source, so it will be for free. And so these kind of projects, we have plans to expand it, to add other writing systems, and even develop some software for educational materials. And so these kind of more typography related, but projects that have a deeper meaning, perhaps, an effect on society. And on a more personal level, I think my future, I would love to do more hands-on work, be it with wood or painting, those kind of things, and perhaps very classic, I don't know. And gardening, of course. I have a garden here in Spain. And last week I got a little bit hooked on actually letterpress printing. I was at a workshop in Brazil, so that was really fun and unexpectedly fun. I thought that I wouldn't have the patience, but it was really cool. So yeah, I mean, these are just some potential ideas for how the future could be.
Great. And another quick note for the audience. If you guys are looking for lettering episodes, check out the episode with Jessica Hish. It's one of our most popular episodes on YouTube. So question 5, we say is unique to this show. The question is, let's talk about location. How does the notion of place play into what you do?
Well, that's actually a great thing about type design and my business in particular, perhaps, is that I can be pretty much anywhere. And that was very important to me from the start. I never wanted a office, like an actual office where I have to go, I have to open the doors for the others to come and so on. I have to be there in one particular place. I, through the last 20 years, I moved continents and different countries. So in a way, I'm not really rooted anywhere in particular. I think perhaps now because the last 10 years I spent a big part of my life in Spain, in Catalonia. I have a house here in the countryside and kind of vineyards and woods. So that's probably my little paradise. Yeah, in a way, I come here to recharge, although I work. So this is not just for kind of holidaying, let's say. It's really a workstation. I kind of move between Germany, Munich, and here. Yeah. So
Great.
basically, I need a good internet connection. That's one of the main things.
Perfect. Number 6, if you had to start from the beginning, what advice would you give your former younger self?
Well, to my very early self, I guess I would say don't be afraid and accept failure, because I had this tendency to have the expectation of myself to do everything perfectly from the start, from the beginning. And with time, of course, you learn that that's impossible. The process of learning is actually can be interesting as well. And to my somewhat older self, before excuse me, before starting business, before starting the company, I think probably it would have been good to take just some basic management course or some kind of basic business course. And even employ perhaps a lawyer for a couple of things. And yeah, probably also take better care of my body, not working like 15 hours a day, but have some breaks. But then on the other hand, looking back, I think it is what it takes to really invest, fully invest your full self to achieve what you want to achieve. At least that was in my case.
Great. And you kind of started with number 7, but the question is, what's a day in your life like?
Well, I guess one of the first things I do are a little bit some special stretches still in bed, and I drink prepared tea. That if my partner is around, then we drink it together. And I do some more kind of stretches or light exercise, and then usually I start to work. And I try to interrupt, kind of, so not to really sit the hours and hours in front of the screen. It's just not healthy. And I have animals. I mean animals. I have a dog and 2 cats. Well, actually now only 1 cat because the other one died just last week. So I have walks with my dog, and I have now more and more meetings. So that's changed over the last few years, I guess, because of the type of projects we have and the amount of team members, and the way my kind of work shifted more to management. So yeah, there are many more meetings. And yeah, and in the evenings, I don't know, it's I don't have such a clear routine of work and then evening, but yeah, that it varies what happens in the evening.
Great. So number 8 is around lifelong learning. It's a popular topic. How do you stay up to date?
Well, I guess, I mean, for me, learning is by doing a lot different things, perhaps, and trying out stuff, like perhaps getting a course, doing a course on coding, then realizing that it's not my thing, so not really pursuing that. But also by talking to people, getting feedback from more experienced people, and probably explore other interests other than work, that have nothing really to do with that, but in a way gives it gives a more complete experience of life. But yeah, mm, something like that.
Great. And tools. What tools do you use? Do you use digital and analog tools?
Mm, hmm. Mostly digital, I would say. The only thing what I still do though is taking notes in with by by hand, and making to-dos list by hand. So in terms of work, though most of it is, and sometimes yeah, some sketching. That's yeah, some sketching for sure, but very rough, like nothing. I don't do any lettering or illustration or any of that. Sometimes perhaps some drawing, but not really for work. No, I would say I'm mostly digital, yeah.
Great. And you touched on this, but it's the halfway point here, number 10. How do you deal with
Mm.
work-life balance?
Hmm. Yeah, that's this kind of new big term, work-life balance. For me, work in a way is life. I'm perhaps from that generation. I don't see it so separately because I'm lucky enough to have work that I really like, that I identify with. Um, it satisfies me in that way. It's gratifying. Um, so, but yeah, of course, I also try to take some off time, which is very necessary, like perhaps doing a detox or some kind of meditation, or even the daily walks with my dog are great. So that helps a lot. I do exercise pretty much every day. So all of these things, they help to balance you out and to have energy for the work stuff. Yeah.
Great. And 11, if you weren't doing what you do now, what might you be doing?
I think my other passion would have been to be a dancer, like a professional dancer, modern, not ballet, but more the modern expressive dance. Because in my private life, I love dancing, any kind of dancing really. And recently, I got very much into tango. I mean, recently, the last few years. But yeah, I guess that.
Great. And what would you not like to do with your career?
Definitely any kind of repetitive administrative work. So, be it a lawyer, or, well, okay, lawyer is different, but any kind of, yeah, administration work, I would hate.
And do you have a favorite word, quote, or sentence?
Sorry, sorry, say it again.
A favorite word, quote, or sentence?
Yeah, one comes to my mind is by Walter Gropius, from Bauhaus,
Hmm.
which I use every now and again in my talks, is the mind is like an umbrella. It is most useful when open. And
Hmm.
I think this is so to the point.
How about a least favorite word, quote, or sentence?
Mm, I would say hate.
Hmm. Choosing one word to describe yourself, what word would it be?
Perhaps I have two. One would be ambitious, although that probably in the last years changed a little bit, and empathic. I think that combination describes me quite well.
What keeps you up at night?
No, nothing really. I sleep reasonably well. It's my animals, perhaps, who keep me up because they wake me
Fun,
up. They're hungry.
final stretch here. What's a dream you're chasing?
Yeah, I don't really think that I'm actually chasing a dream because, you know, I'm living a very privileged life. I would say that I enjoy very much, with its kind of up and downs, and that I can be proud of as well because I built it myself. It was not really handed to me, and I'm grateful for that. So I don't think. I mean, sure, there are ambitions, there are ideas, or what could be, or where to go, but this typical dream, in a way, I already fulfilled it because I wanted to be my own boss and have my own company, my own project. So yeah,
Great. And 18, what inspires you?
I guess foremost kind and generous people, and forming relationships. But also, what I find often fascinating is all the solutions that people can come up with when there are limited means, you know, and because the kind of creativity starts to spin if you just have a piece of paper and some glue or whatever, you know, to solve a problem. So I think that's very inspiring, and of course nature, because I just take so much from being in nature, being surrounded by it, and see the beauty of it.
19, any advice you'd like to share?
Yeah, I think especially to women, young women, I would say believe in yourself and really don't try to be like others want you to be, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna make you happy. And yeah, I experienced that myself. So I think believe in yourself. Yes.
Great. And finally, number 20, how can our listeners keep tabs on you? What's our call to action?
Well, they can certainly subscribe to our newsletter on TypeTogether, or I'm on LinkedIn. I post stuff. I'm on Instagram. Yeah, you know, the regular kind of social media channels. And of course, people can email me as well, can contact me. I'm happy to. Actually, I'm on TypeTogether. I'm the one who responds to basically all of the contact emails. I was always very, very proud, or no, not proud, but keen on having a good relationship, and actually respond to the contact forms. Like, quite often on the internet, you are never sure of actually this contact form anybody reads. So yeah, ours get read.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining today. I'm super glad that I can start to expand the typography episodes here and have you join that group. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you for having me. Thank you.